In this video, we'll be looking at the COUNTBLANK function in Excel. COUNTBLANK is used when you want to count how many empty cells are in a range. This can be useful if you have a large data set to easily see where you have missing data. For this example, I have a simple employee list with ID numbers, names, departments, and status. Some of the cells are filled in and others are blank. While this example may not be that useful for a small data set of 7 employees, imagine its use on a data set of thousands of lines. I'm going to click into this blank cell in column A and type in my COUNTBLANK formula, including the equal signs, the open paren, followed by the starting cell in the range we want to count, the colon, and then the last cell in the range. And then we close it all out with the closed paren. In this case, the result as expected is 0. The ID column will be the one that I would expect to be fully populated. This is telling me that there are no blank cells in the range that I specified. Now I want to put this formula in the other cells, as it makes for an easy way to cross-reference the data. While I could retype everything into the other cells, Excel provides an easy way of dragging this formula across to the neighboring cells. If I make sure my formula cell is active, and I move my mouse into the bottom right corner where the small square block is, you'll notice the icon change. I can now click and hold the mouse button and drag to the right. This will then fill in the other columns with the same formula. Note here that because I dragged to the right and kept in the same row, the row numbers for my range stayed the same, but it was smart enough to update the columns to reflect the row that is currently in. You may come across scenarios where you don't want Excel to change the row or the column references in a formula as you move it. This is something that can easily be done, and it will be covered in a separate video. One important thing to note is that COUNTBLANK only counts cells that are truly blank. If a cell contains a space and no other data, it can appear as empty to you, but Excel treats that as a cell containing data, and so will report what looks like an incorrect count on your COUNTBLANK. So if you get data that seems wrong, check whether your cells are truly blank or whether they contain a space. You see in this example where I've added this space, the COUNTBLANK at the bottom of this column still shows a 0. And that's it for the COUNTBLANK function. The structure is very simple. You just choose the range you want Excel to check, and it returns the number of blank cells. If you found this video useful, please consider liking it and subscribing to the channel for more Excel tutorials.